hey, the Knicks, again, got to give them credit. Down 22, they fight back. And again, positive games, Wally, from Kevin Knox and Frank Ntilikina.
Tremendous performances by both those guys. Ntilikina, very impressive. That's 3 games in a row now that he has looked as confident as he's looked in a New York Knicks uniform. Kevin Knox making big plays and big shots down the stretch. But when you put the game in the hands of the officials at the end of the game, Mudiay tried to draw that foul on Dellavedova. Dellavedova is a crafty, scrappy little defender. He puts his arms up. He sells the referee. It probably was a foul. There was some body contact there. But Mudiay had the advantage. So if he just would have gone up strong, taken the shot, normally he makes that little floater. I thought he got thrown off a little bit by trying to sell the fact that it was a foul. That's why he missed that shot. And then Rodney Hood makes the big play down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, you'd think if it's a veteran team or if it's a different type of game, maybe you get the whistle.
Yes,
you know, if it's a veteran player, an all-star player, you get the whistle because the contact's in the back. It's pretty clear. Mudiay's trying to draw a foul instead of just trying to make the basket. But it's still, it's hard to imagine, like, the game came down to that when you consider they gave up 39 points in the first quarter.
Yeah.
You're chasing the whole game again. But let's watch it again. Just so you can see the contact right there.
Yep.
Elbows on the hip. And that is a point of emphasis this season. Around the hip, any of that kind of contact, it's a point of emphasis. They're supposed to make the call. My old friend Ed Malloy decided that was not a call.
It wasn't Ed Malloy's call, first of all. Just because he torched you in college doesn't mean that you have to be all bitter.
But yes, the scars are still there.
You're never going to get over that.
No. Three. Remember
I can still hear him. God rest his soul. Tom Galizzi, I still hear him yelling at me.
Anyway,
Hahn plays some defense, Hahn.
You watch that play. As a shooter, there was some contact when Mudiay was going up. And as shooters are supposed to be protected. When they rise up to shoot, there's supposed to be no contact. There's supposed to be nothing to throw them off. And Dellavedova just gave him that little nudge. Mudiay tried to sell it a little bit. I think that's why he missed the shot. But when you watch that play over, that should have been a foul. I think we're going to look at, what is it, the L2M? And we'll watch where it is.
Yeah.
Here's Mudiay comes over.
Right,
he feels the contact.
The left hand pushes the back as he rises up. Now, aren't you, now, Wally, again, as a scorer, you feel contact. You're shooting the ball because you want the 2 shots.
Right. Now, the only thing Mudiay did, and this is another point of emphasis for officials, is he did not jump straight up. He jumped backwards a little bit. So Dellavedova is entitled to his space as a defender. Now, he was leaning, he was lunging, he was pushing low. So you got to keep an eye on the lower part of the body and his hand and his arm, and that's where I think the foul was. But the fact that Mudiay tried to sell it by jumping back, maybe that's what the officials saw and why he didn't get the call. But I think that's a foul most often.
So the Knicks were down 1. That was a sequence for the Knicks after Hood put the Cavs up by 1.
Yeah, that Hood basket, you know, when you think about the work the Knicks do to come back and then take the lead, the momentum after the Knox dunk, what a tremendous play that is. To come out of that timeout, and it's a one-on-one, your best defender is guarding a guy that's been lighting it up, and it's left to a one-on-one. No trap, no double team, nothing, and he makes a decent defense, great shot.
Well, Hood's taller.
In the paint,
that's the thing. Ntilikina is very good because he's got a height advantage over point guards and over 2 guards. But Rodney Hood's a legit 6'7", 6'8". Frank's 6'5", 6'6". Yes, he has long arms, but Rodney Hood got to his spot. Frank played perfect defense. But the old adage is great offense always beats great defense.
But him
Rodney Hood knocking down that shot was big.
But him getting there is maybe the bigger issue.
Getting that
the team defense had to be better than that.
Right.
All right, so Mudiay missed that shot with the Knicks down 1. Cleveland came back, hit 2 free throws. Knicks down 3, about 15 seconds to go, and no timeouts. All right, after the timeout is called, they're trying to inbound with no timeouts, and Mudiay can't get the ball in.
It's a play that
you got to get the ball in bounds. I don't care what you're doing. Guys aren't running to the ball.
I don't know what Dotson's doing on that screen there. Yeah, and now Cantor's got to. I think he sees it too late. You got to come to the ball. But you see, you see, there had to have been the first option there that didn't work out, and the other 2 options maybe weren't ready to go get the ball. But that's when you remember David Fizdale a couple of weeks ago said, "Plays on me, throw that one in the garbage." Right? I'm not sure that's a play that he's going to say throw that one in the garbage. I don't think that one was executed properly. Simple as that. I think the number 2 and 3 options were not expecting the ball and never looked at it.
Well, yeah.
It's a young team.
First of all, it's not Cantor's fault. Cantor's not your number 1, 2, 3. He's the 5th option.
The point is,
Cantor looked like he was trying to set a pick, though.
Yes,
there has to be other guys coming to the ball quicker.
Yes.
The play
well, you see Dotson curl without even looking at the ball.
Quicker. Dotson was going to the corner. He's the decoy for the shooter. I remember that's your 2 guard. That's what he's doing. Tim Hardaway Jr., he thought he got held. If you watch Tim Hardaway Jr., he's the guy that doesn't cut hard off Cantor. Cantor actually gets a good screen.
So you're saying another wait for the foul, wait for the whistle type of situation?
Yes. And another question I have is your ball handler and your main guy to initiate offense is Moutier, and he's the guy taking the ball out of bounds. That's interesting to me because, if anything, your point guard is kind of your safety valve. You want to get the ball in his hands because then he's got the ball. He can run a pick and roll, or he can run some
offense in that situation.
Good point.
You know?
That's a very good point.
You know, watch here.
Look,
the first
screen. Cantor's setting a pick, Alan.
No, I got you. Tim's held, and then the help, Dellavedova then closes that out as well. And does
That's
a nice
good defense
job
by Delly. Delly read that Tim Hardaway Jr. was coming over, and he read it, and he jumped it, and as a result, Moutier had nowhere to go, no timeouts to go.
Frustrating ending to a game that's
you got to learn from that. A veteran team, that doesn't happen.
No, of course not, because they spend a lot of time executing this kind of stuff.
Yes,
it's what it is though is a frustrating ending to a game that to me was also frustrating because of the fact that they had to climb all the way back from a large deficit. And you work so hard to do that it comes down to a final play where.
But give them a lot of credit. I mean, you're on the road, you dig yourselves a 20-point hole, and you fight all the way back with the young guys, playing tremendous in the second half.
But that's
not
been
one of those guys
identity.
That's like, oh, if you would have made your free throws, you would have won this game. Oh, if you didn't get down in the first quarter,
the development. The development of a team is about not going down by 22.
And it's a one-possession game to the point where you have the opportunity to win the game in the hands of an official making a call on the Moutier call or getting the ball in bounds. You got to learn. The better team wins close games. You need to learn how to execute offense down the stretch. That's when all the defense is ratcheted up. That's when all the pressure is ratcheted up. And that's when the stars shine.
So this was a beneficial experience then?
Very beneficial for all those guys. Very beneficial. That inbounds play, coach can go over that inbounds play and say, guys, you guys are young. Even Cantor, he was the fourth option. He's got to realize as a veteran, hey, if nobody else is open, I do have to come to the ball. But he's still the fourth option. There were three other guys that should have been getting the ball before him. But in worst case scenario, when your guy's in trouble and you don't have any timeouts, you're the biggest guy on the floor, you run towards the ball, you throw it up high, and you go get it like he gets every rebound on the backboards. Catch the ball in the inbounds. That's a teaching point that coach can go over with Cantor.
Tim Hardaway is the most experienced guy, and he's the one that has to remember to also complete the play.
Yes.
But the best thing of this game is that in crunch time, Kevin Knox shot the ball with confidence.
Awesome.
Kevin Knox finished on the break with confidence, and he is growing, as David Fizdale said the other night, right before our eyes.